for artists, people who wanted to sketch pictures of nude bodies. Of course, you know, you only had to read between the lines and take a look at some of the pictures to realize what they were actually about. And our guest has also had numerous run-ins with the police and had his entire collection seized and was never given back to him. And it's only been through some really dedicated collectors over the years that have pieced his entire collection back together. And now there's an exhibition of his work that opens later this week here in London. And it's been traveling around Europe and America as well. But it's here in London from, I think it's the 19th of October till the end of November. And we have him here tonight for you. So, I know you might want to chat, but I will say if you do want to have a chat, if you kindly step outside, because this is quite a rare opportunity where you get to have a living legend and someone who is so important to homo history right here on stage. I'm gonna have a chat with him for 10 minutes, and then you'll be able to get on with the dancing. So if you do want to have a chat, just step outside, and I want you to give him his due welcome in true Ducky style. Please put your hands together for John Palatinus. John, have a seat. Make yourself comfy.
Hello, London! All these beautiful boys and girls.
You're spoiled, aren't you, John? You're spoiled. Have a seat. Take a seat on the chair over there. Now, John, you grew up in Indiana, which I take is not like one of the gay capitals of America in the 1950s.
Not exactly, no.
No. So tell me, how did you get involved in taking some of these pictures?
Actually, when I was in my kind of like 22 or 23.
Hold it right up to your mouth.
When I was 22 or 23, I really wanted to get into the pants of beautiful young men. So that was the start. Let's start. So after that, I realized I had a certain talent, and I started experimenting. I got better, and I thought that these were worthy of being published. And need a publisher in New York, a magazine called Tomorrow's Man, decided yes, they were good enough. So that started me off, and then I got very serious about it. I forgot about getting in the pants, but that was okay too. But anyhow, so this was my big success early in my career.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hold the microphone right next to you. So I'm going to block some of these penises, but that wouldn't be the first time that that's happened. I'm going to hold the microphone right up to you so you don't have to worry about it.
All right, okay.
Okay. So you wanted to get into the pants of some beautiful boys. And so what? Were you into photography or what?
Well, I didn't do physique photography at the time, but I got into it because I wanted to get into the pants. So.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about these magazines and how important they were in the 50s and 60s, because I presume there was no other way for gay men to get these kind of images.
There were no other publications, and this was considered very hot stuff at the time. Now it's pretty tame. It's almost quaint. But at the time, it really was a lot of fun, and people, they were the only place they could find this kind of photography. And there were several people working with me during that same period who were possibly better known than myself. But it was a very, very early beginning of physique photography and disseminating across the world this kind of photography.
Right, so when people wanted to see this kind of photography, what would they do? Did they have to subscribe to the magazines? And how did you wind up getting in so much trouble?
Well, the problem was, at one point I decided to do nude photography. I did mostly covered physique photographs with these pouches, and then I decided, well, these are beautiful boys, why not show the whole package? And so I decided to do that. Unfortunately, that was a very bad move, because then the U.S. Postal Service was trailing me, and the New York Police Department, and it was a very repressive time for gay men in America, because it was the end of the McCarthy era in the 1950s, and they were stamping out smut in the mails. So I was one of the people they entrapped.
So what happened then? They entrapped you, and they took not only your whole archive, they took your camera, they took your negatives, everything.
They did a clean sweep. They took absolutely everything. There wasn't a piece left. It was like a hurricane swept through and swept it all the way.
And did you go to prison? Did they try and...
I was in jail a couple of nights. That's about all. And it's not like being in a porno film, I'll tell you that.
So tell us, there's one image in particular that really has caught quite a lot of attention. It's the one that's on the, I'm sure we've seen, oh, it's this one, just here. So tell us the story behind this man. Oh, there he goes. That man there, and how you wound up taking the photograph.
Well, this man really was a beautiful young man. He was 22 years old at the time. He was kind of a high-class hustler in New York. And then he decided to leave and move to San Francisco. Well, he went there and he met some John who gave him a lot of money. And he opened up 2 bars which were legendary in San Francisco. One was Folsom Barracks, and the other was called The Stud. Well, later in life, he decided there really was a female lurking inside his body. So he became a sex change. He was transsexual, apparently. And he lived the rest of his life as a woman. So good for him.
Amazing. So how have all of these photographs come to be put back together? Because if the police stole them, they stole all your negatives, they took everything. Surely there must have been some dedicated people around the world working on this.
Well, the main person who did this was a man named Alan Harmon, who has a blog called BMT Blog. And he's a collector. He has an encyclopedic knowledge of bodybuilders and physique photographers of that period. And he started collecting my work, and he put them online. And a friend of mine said, "John, you won't believe this, but your photographs are online." I said, "Really?" So I checked it out. I said, the message was, "This is John Palatinus, one of his photographs, but we don't know whether he's dead or alive." So I took it, I answered back, I said, "Yes, I'm very much alive. Where do you live?" He said, "I live in Palm Springs now." And he said, "Well, I live in Palm Desert, 13 miles away from where I live." How fortuitous. So then we got together, we actually hit it off, and he was responsible for creating the very first image. We had to create it from magazine photographs, original photography, and any place we could find a piece that was left from that period. And so we started with 1 image, and now we have 50 images.
And John, out of all of these guys that you took photographs of, how many did you sleep with?
All of them.
I thought you wanted to know who had the biggest cock.
Numbers, we want numbers.
I mean, you're very wicked. Anyhow, actually, I only slept with 1. Very professional. I'm very professional.
Which one?
It's a very funny story. It's not too long, I'll tell you. I was desperate for a model. I used to send out 4 models every month. So I was desperate to get a new model. I said, somewhere I saw this pretty young boy. I said, "Oh, how nice." And I gave him my card. So the next day, I got a phone call. "This is Larry's father. What do you want with my son?" I thought, uh-oh. It's not going well. So the father said, "Well, can I come along when he does the photography?" I said, "Absolutely." So the time came for the photography, and I opened the door, and there's the boy with the mother. I thought, well, this is a little strange. So we came in, and I chatted with the mother up, we chatted and talked, and so she said, "Well, now Larry, you just go off with Mr. Palatinus, I'm going to go home." I said, "Goodbye."
See ya.
So at that point, we got the pants off. As soon as I got his pants off, he had an erection, I had an erection, and we did it before we did the shoot. So voila, only 1.
Get you.
That was fun.
Now, I have a little question for you, because all these images are amazing, John. But how much do you think that, you know, it has contributed to this idealized version of what gay men should look like? You know, because they're all very muscular, they're very much of a type. Do you think that it has contributed to this ideal of gay male physique? Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing?
I think all men have looked beautiful at various times and eras. There was a certain look in the 50s. And in every era, there was a different part of the body that was important. In the 50s, everybody wanted to have big biceps. Then it came along, everybody wanted to have a big trapezius. And then everybody wanted to have big pecs. Now, what people want now? Six-pack! Six-pack!
No, I've never seen a six-pack. I got a 12-pack. Yeah. But I mean, I get what you're saying. That, you know, it's like, you know, with women, you know, it's one year it's legs, and then it's tits, and then it's ass, and then it's whatever. But some of us are never gonna look like that. Yeah, no matter how hard we try. And I'm just wondering, do you think that these kind of images increase the pressure on gay men to look a particular way?
I think sometimes it does. I see all these beautiful men. Everybody seems to have a six-pack these days. I said, what do they eat? A lettuce leaf and a grape? Yeah. So, but now, during the time, the body has evolved. I think men have never looked more beautiful than you now.
Right here in this room tonight.
Absolutely.
We're beautiful.
Right.
Oh, well, thank you so much, John, for joining us. You have one more thing to say. Go on, tell us.
When I pick my models, I always pick first a beautiful face, a beautiful body, and a big cock. So later in the evening, I'll be circulating among you, and whoever ever has the largest cock, I will personally autograph.
Strap-ons count.
Be sure, please.
Yeah? Is it okay if it comes in a bag and it's detachable?
Please, all of you beautiful people, please come to our opening on October 19th at the...
Yeah, so I've got the details here. It's actually at Space Station Gallery, which is on Kennington Road. And actually, to help remind you of when and where, we have a lovely sailor boy. Sailor boy, where are you, Sven? Who's going to come out and join us on stage. Sven, where are you? He's very shy. Where's he gone? Sven! Where are you? There you are. Come on up. Stand up and show us your wares. And Sven actually has loads of flyers. He also has some free goodies as well. Some like greeting cards that he's going to be handing out. So we got free greeting cards and little flyers and stuff for everyone. So if you want to go and see the exhibition, all the details are there.
The beautiful Sven has come from Berlin to be here.
Yeah. So let's have a round of applause, please, for John Palatinus. Thank you so much, John, for joining us.
Thank you for this wonderful welcome. It's absolutely fantastic.
And I'm going to turn you over to Kim Bags and Chelsea Kelsey, the London Reader's Wife. Sven, you're going to go hand those out in the audience. We're going to have a musical interlude and we'll be back with more performance shortly. Thank you.